Hello, my friends. Welcome if you're new, and if you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. So today we are making some delicious keto fried chicken, some keto bagels, and a keto pizza. And I am so excited. As a matter of fact, I'm hungry just looking at the footage. So we have a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for the keto fried chicken, of course, you're going to need your chicken. I'm using chicken tenderloins. These are organic. I get them from Costco. 2 bags of pork rinds. I hope this is enough for the breading. Here are the seasonings that I'm going to be using. Some crushed red pepper flakes, some pink Himalayan salt, onion powder, Trader Joe's 21 seasoning salute, garlic, and fresh cracked pepper. And then this is a sheet that we're going to be baking the chicken on. All right, so I got my chicken all cleaned and patted dry here on my chicken cutting board. I'm gonna set these aside. And the first thing I'm gonna do is grind up my pork rinds. And I'm gonna use my NutriBullet for that. So I got barbecue. So I don't know how this is gonna taste, but we'll see. Let me see, let me smell it. Ugh, I hate pork rinds, just FYI if you didn't know. They just don't smell good to me. But I'm craving some fried chicken, girl, so I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So I'm gonna go mix this up. All right, so this is how much pork rinds, oops, looks like I missed a piece, but that's how much it made, how much batter was made out of these two 2-ounce bags. So some of these are just clumped up, but it'll have to work. So these pork rinds are pretty almost like oily, I guess because of the high fat content, but I'm going to season these a little bit with some onion powder. And I'm just eyeballing it here. Some salt. Some garlic powder. And a few red pepper flakes. Because who feel like a little heat around here. And a little bit of this 21 seasoning salute. It smells really good. It smells like it should be on chicken, so I'm adding it in. Now I'm going to mix it all up. Just mix in the seasonings and crunch any clumps of pork rinds that are left. It still smells like pork rinds. I hope the chicken doesn't end up smelling like that because I just don't like the way pork rinds taste or smell. So I'm gonna add a little bit more seasoning. Okay, so now I'm going to season my chicken. And I'm gonna use the same seasonings that I use for the breadcrumbs, for the pork rinds. I'm not gonna season them with the red pepper flakes, so I think that might be too much. Now I'm gonna flip them over and season the other side. There we go. So now I'm going to get 2 eggs, lightly beaten to put them in a bowl of eggs, and then we will batter them all up. I have my eggs here, 2 beaten eggs, and to my eggs, I'm gonna add a little hot sauce, girl, because I like a nice kick in my food, and so does my family. So we're gonna add a little bit of hot sauce. Not too much, just enough to affect the color of the eggs. Smells good. A little bit more. Okay. Now I'm going to, before I put the eggs in the bowl, I'm gonna transfer my pork rinds to a bag so we can kind of do this shake and bake style. So I'm gonna add the chicken. Coat it on both sides. And then let it drip and remove the excess egg, like so. And then drop them in the bag. Just like this, and then drop them in the bag, girl. Drop them in the bag. Drop them in the bag. Now, I'm going to shake them all up. Don't do too many at a time because you don't want the bag to be too crowded. And so I'm going to spray my rack here with some cooking spray and then place the chicken that's already coated on the racks. These are looking good. So I'm gonna put these in the oven at 400 degrees. I'll check them after 15 minutes and flip them over, cook them another 15 minutes and see if they're done for there. Now, if you're making a different type of chicken like wings or anything like that with a bone in it, you're going to want to cook them a lot longer. But since these are chicken tenderloins, I don't think it'll take any more than 30 minutes. So I'm gonna check them after 15, flip them, then check them again after 15 minutes, and then we'll be good to go. Here's how they look after the first 15 minutes. Now I'm gonna flip them over and cook them for another 15 minutes. So I didn't want them to get dried out, so I took them out after another 8 minutes. So altogether, that's been about 23 minutes bake time. I can tell they are crispy, which is what we like. So I'm gonna let them sit here and rest and cool down. Now these chicken tenders are ready to you can eat this with the salad or any kind of side with your family. These are gonna be delicious. Yummy, can't wait to eat this for dinner.
These were so delicious. My entire family ate them and they do not eat keto. They didn't even know that they were breaded with pork rinds. I could not tell that they were breaded with pork rinds because, I don't even like pork rinds. I don't like the way they smell or taste as, to eat as a snack. But seriously, y'all, they made the perfect keto fried chicken batter. So I highly recommend this. Make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know if you give it a try.
All right, my friends, it is keto bagels time. I'm so excited. I love to have a little mini keto bagel with my breakfast every morning, and it makes me feel like I'm not missing bread when I have this. Now this is the basic fat dough recipe that I'll be making for my keto bagels. You can also make muffins if you want, or like a little loaf of bread. There's so many things you could do with this. So what you're gonna need is some mozzarella cheese, an egg, some baking powder, almond flour, and some salt. You're also gonna need 2 ounces of cream cheese, which I have here. So let's get started. To this microwavable bowl, I'm gonna add 1 3/4 cup of mozzarella cheese. Now I'm gonna add my 2 ounces of cream cheese, and it's easier to cut these blocks of the stick if it's really cold. So I'm going to add this in. Go. And now I'm gonna put this in the microwave for about a minute. This is what it looks like after about 1 minute. I'm going to stir it up. Now you see the string, like the string part of the cheese, you want that to be complete, like melted. You don't want to see any of the individual pieces of cheese like that, like it's still shredded. So I'm gonna put this back in the microwave for about 15 more seconds. And then we will add the rest of the ingredients. While that's going, I cracked an egg here. And I'm gonna beat it in here because it's just easier to beat it in here than with the melted cheese. So I'm gonna beat this, and now that's ready to go. See, this is what we're looking for here. It's more all put together. So let this cool a little bit before you put your egg in. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my 3/4 cup of almond flour. 3. And I'm going to add my teaspoon of baking powder. This is the kind of baking powder I use. And I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. And I'm just eyeballing this. You don't need a lot. So now this should be ready for my egg. Pour that in. Now try to mix it all together. Mix this all together. It's gonna form like a dough-like consistency. Just keep working with it. Like it's already forming here. Now when it starts sticking to your hands and stuff, because it might be easier for you to roll this. It might be easier for you to like kind of knead this with your hands. Just wet your hands first before you start. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do so it doesn't stick to my hands. Let's get it off the spoon first. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue to mold that together. I'm gonna divide it into 6 equal parts, and then I'm gonna be putting it on my silicone mat here. I love this thing. If you don't have a silicone mat, you can use some parchment paper. Either or is fine. I just wet my hands, so now I'm gonna really work it together. Anytime it starts sticking again, just go re-wet your hands. Or you can have like a bowl of water right next to you. I mean, mine never ever comes out looking perfect, but it sure does taste good. We'll say that. So now I'm going to separate this into 6 different parts. I'm gonna first break it in half, like so. And then break this into 3. I think that's will be the easiest way. And I just roll it like this. And put it like a little circle. How cute! And put it on the mat. Now this can be used, you can use this for pizza dough, you can freeze this. That's actually what I'm gonna do next is make ahead pizza dough. So don't have to take so long to make us our family pizza night for me to make my dough, because that's like the longest part of it. Let me wet my hands. Here we go. So I preheated my oven to 425 and I'm gonna bake these for about 15 minutes. But before I bake them, I am going to brush them with some melted butter and then sprinkle some everything bagel seasoning on top. Okay, in the oven they go. This is how they look after about 10 minutes. I'm going to probably let them cook another 2 minutes or so, but definitely not the full 15 because I don't want them to burn. Okay, I just took them out. It's been exactly 12 minutes. I'm gonna let these cool for a bit before I you know, put them in a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna store these in the refrigerator. These are perfect for breakfast. Even if you want one for lunch, you can make yourself a sandwich out of these. These are so good, you guys. I encourage you to try to make them. You probably have all the stuff on hand at your house. So like I said, I store them in a Ziploc bag, but I'm gonna let them completely cool before I do that. These are completely cooled now. I'm going to store them in the bag, like I said, but first I'm gonna cut this one open, and whenever you're ready to eat it, you can pop it in the toaster. This is what the inside looks like, just like bread consistency. So now I'm gonna put this in the toaster. Yummy, yummy, yummy. It's breakfast time. I got my keto bagel and some scrambled eggs. All right, so now I'm gonna get ready to make some keto pizza dough. It's the same recipe as the bagels, except for I add Italian seasoning to the pizza crust. So I'm gonna go ahead and get 1.5 cups of the mozzarella cheese and 2 ounces of the cream cheese melted. Okay, so here's the cheese after being in the microwave for 1 minute. Now I'm gonna add 3/4 cup of almond flour, 1 egg, teaspoon of baking powder, and some Italian seasoning, and a dash of salt. Okay, so here is the dough so far. Everything's mixed in. I just eyeballed the Italian seasoning because you just season it to your liking, and you don't even have to put Italian seasoning. I just think it gives it a really good pizza taste. Now at this point you can cut this in half and put half in the fridge or store it in the freezer in a airtight Ziploc bag or wrapped in saran wrap, or you can make the entire pizza and then kind of eat off of it all week. It's totally up to you. Tonight for me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the entire pizza and then have it for like tonight and tomorrow, or you know, 2 or 3 days typically, depending on how thin my pizza crust is. So now I just transferred it onto this mat here, and I'm going to press it out. It's probably going to be really wide. Like I said, you can probably get at least 6 to 8 pieces of pizza from this one dough, or if you want a more personal size pizza, again, save half of your dough for the next time you want to make a pizza, because it'll stay in the freezer for up to, I think, a month, and you can keep it in the fridge for up to a week. Now I have my parchment paper on top, and I'm going to roll this thin. Okay, here's my pizza dough all rolled out. Again, this makes a big pizza. So I'm going to poke it with some, I'm going to use a fork and poke some holes around it and put it in my oven at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. And here's the pizza crust all done. It's looking really, really good. This was after 10 minutes. And then I'll put all the toppings on there, and it'll go back in the oven for another 10 minutes. But I'm just gonna let this sit until I'm ready to put all my toppings on. To the pizza, I'm gonna add some sausage, some fresh broccoli that I sauteed, spinach, tomatoes, onions, fresh mozzarella. It's gonna be so good, y'all. But first I'm gonna drizzle the pizza with just like a little bit of olive oil, and then I'll start putting all my toppings on. Oh, y'all, this looks so good. I cannot wait to eat this. So now this is gonna go in the oven, 350 degrees. I'll watch it after 10 minutes, but it may take 15 because of these fresh mozzarella slices to melt. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in the oven now. Oh, this looks so good, guys. So again, this pizza is big enough, more than enough for 2 people. Or like I said, you could slice it up and eat it throughout the week. It'll last in the fridge. I mean, I've eaten it 2 days later. I don't mind leftovers, so I'm fine with that. Some people don't like leftovers. So, yeah, so can't wait to eat it.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below and let me know, what are you going to try, or any recommendations on something, a recipe that I should try, or something that you guys would like for me to film next time I do a keto meal prep. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, you can tap my picture on the screen, and you can also check out my previous video right next to it, and all of my social media platforms all listed down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.